what if the very idea of finding true love at 70 is based on a fantasy that could lead to profound disappointment? I'm Vernon, and after 60, I've watched others chase romantic ideals that left them more lonely and disillusioned than when they started. Today, I'm going to share 4 profound truths about love after 70. Truths that will either inspire you to open your heart again or help you find peace in the love you've already experienced. These aren't platitudes or feel-good advice. They're hard-won insights from someone who's watched love's final chapters unfold in all their complexity and beauty. Before we dive into these truths, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any important insights about love and life after 70. Now, let's explore the first truth about love after 70 and why embracing reality can help us find the peace we've been searching for.
Truth number 1. The reality of love's new timeline. There's something that completely changed my understanding of late-life love. My friend Margaret met Robert at a library book club. Their connection was immediate and profound. They shared similar values, complementary personalities, and a deep appreciation for literature and quiet conversation. But Margaret struggled with a question that haunts many who find love after 70. How she opens her heart completely to someone when she knows their time together is limited. This is the first profound truth about love after 70. You're not just falling in love with a person, you're falling in love with a timeline. Unlike love in our younger years, which felt infinite and full of possibility, love after 70 carries the weight of mortality. Every moment is precious precisely because you can count them. The ancient Roman philosopher Seneca understood this paradox perfectly. He wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." At 70, we no longer have the luxury of wasting time on relationships that don't deeply nourish us, but we also can't ignore the reality that all relationships at this stage are temporary. Time becomes more precious, and we start to appreciate those who bring genuine joy, connection, and peace into our lives. This awareness shifts our focus from seeking perfection to valuing the authentic, fleeting moments of love we can share while we still have time. Dr. Sonia Lubiamirsky's research on happiness shows that people who can embrace impermanence while still investing emotionally experience greater life satisfaction. The key isn't to love less because time is limited. It's to love more consciously, more deliberately, more fully in each moment. If you're going to love at 70, approach it with the urgency that comes from understanding how precious time is. Life, especially as we age, is too short to delay the important conversations or hold back from expressing how you truly feel. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the ideal circumstances. They may never come. Don't wait until tomorrow to show affection, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Every moment we have is a gift, and it's in these moments that we should be fully present, openly sharing our love and nurturing the connections that truly matter. Life has a way of reminding us how fleeting time can be, so take every opportunity to love without hesitation.
But this acceptance of love's new timeline naturally leads to something even more profound, a complete transformation of what love truly means at this stage of life, which we'll explore right now.
Truth number 2. The transformation of what love means. This doesn't just change when we love, it fundamentally transforms what love means. And this brings us to perhaps the most surprising discovery about relationships after 70. At 70, we need both strength and courage, not to conquer the world, but to face the challenges of aging with grace and dignity. The strength to accept the changes that come with growing older, and the courage to embrace vulnerability and impermanence. This means letting go of what we once controlled, and instead learning to adapt to a new reality, where inner peace and resilience become the true measures of success. It's about navigating life's later years with a sense of balance, focusing not on what we've lost, but on the wisdom and experiences that shape us into who we are today. I remember my neighbor, Dorothy, who at 74 began a relationship with Frank, a 76-year-old widower. Both had been married for over 40 years to their previous spouses. Dorothy told me she kept waiting for the butterflies, the excitement, the passion she felt when she was young. But what she feels with Frank is different, deeper, calmer, more substantial. What Dorothy was experiencing is the transformation of love from passion to presence, from excitement to peace, from desire to devotion. Love after 70 isn't about the intoxicating rush of new romance. It's about the profound comfort of being truly known by another person who has also lived a full life. It's not about the whirlwind of excitement, but the quiet understanding and companionship that comes from shared experiences and mutual respect. At this stage, love becomes less about proving something to the world and more about finding peace and joy in simply being with someone who sees you for who you truly are, flaws and all. This transformation of love's meaning often requires us to let go of romantic fantasies we've carried for decades. The person who falls in love at 70 must be willing to love the reality of another person, not the potential or the projection. Dorothy learned to appreciate Frank's quiet strength rather than yearning for dramatic romance. She found joy in their shared morning coffee ritual rather than seeking grand gestures. She discovered that at 70, love isn't about finding someone to complete you. It's about finding someone who appreciates the complete person you've already become. The fear of love often comes from the misconception that it has to be as intense as it was in our youth. The solution is learning to embrace love's quieter, more profound forms. Instead of seeking the rush of excitement, focus on the comfort and security of true companionship, where connection is built on shared wisdom and mutual respect. Recognizing that love at this stage isn't about completing one another, but rather appreciating the completeness we've each achieved, can transform fear into a peaceful, fulfilling experience. Have you ever felt hesitant about love after 70, fearing it might not be as exciting as before? What are your thoughts on finding peace and companionship instead of chasing excitement? Share your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now that we've explored the transformation of love at this stage of life, let's dive into another powerful truth and more meaningful connections after 70. Truth number 3. The courage required for late-life love. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that wealth consists in not having great possessions, but in having few wants. At 70, we've finally learned to want less, to need less, to find contentment in simplicity. Before we explore this courage, let me briefly reflect on what we've discovered so far. We've seen how love's timeline changes everything, making each moment more precious because it's finite. We've understood how love itself transforms, from passion to presence, from excitement to peace. Both of these truths lead us to something that's rarely discussed but absolutely essential: the extraordinary courage required to love again at 70. 6 years ago, I met Patricia at a community center lecture on local history. At 67, Patricia was intelligent, kind, and had a quiet strength that drew me to her. But opening my heart to her required more courage than any decision I'd made in decades. You see, at 70, vulnerability isn't just about risking emotional pain, it's about risking everything you've built in your golden years. Your routine, your independence, your carefully constructed peace, your financial security, your relationships with family and friends. When you love at 70, you're not just risking your heart, you're risking your entire remaining life. Opening your heart again disrupts this hard-won peace. It creates new needs, new vulnerabilities, new complications. I had to ask myself, was I willing to risk the peaceful retirement I'd carefully crafted for the unknown territory of love? Was I prepared to potentially lose my independence, my routine, my sense of self-sufficiency? These aren't questions you face when you're 30 and feel invincible. But here's what I learned. The courage to love at 70 isn't about being fearless, it's about being fearful and choosing love anyway. It's about acknowledging that you might get hurt, that you might lose what you've built, that you might face disappointment, and deciding that the possibility of genuine connection is worth the risk. To embrace love at 70, you must first accept the vulnerability that comes with it. It's about understanding that the possibility of a deep, meaningful relationship requires you to open yourself up again, knowing full well that it might bring both joy and heartache. One way to approach this with less fear is to shift the perspective from what you might lose to what you stand to gain. Allow yourself to enjoy the journey of connection rather than fixating on the potential risks. By setting healthy boundaries, staying grounded in your sense of self, and being clear on your needs, you can navigate the challenges of love later in life with greater confidence. Ask yourself, are you willing to risk the security you've built for the possibility of deeper connection? The answer to this question will determine whether love after 70 is possible for you. This courage becomes even more crucial when we face our final truth. Let's explore whether you recognize the message that you should love wholeheartedly at 70, or if finding joy and peace within yourself is the path you need to take.
Truth number 4. The choice between authentic connection and fantasy. Too many people approaching 70 are still chasing the romantic ideals of their youth. The perfect partner who will understand them completely, meet all their needs, and create a fairy tale ending to their love story. But this fantasy becomes a prison that prevents them from seeing the beautiful, imperfect, authentic connections available to them.
Love after 70 forces you to choose between authentic connection with a real, flawed, aging human being and the fantasy of perfect love that exists only in your imagination. This choice will determine whether you find fulfillment or disappointment in your golden years. Real love at 70 means embracing the reality of who your partner is, with all their physical limitations and established routines. It means acknowledging that they may carry emotional scars or unresolved past experiences, and that their family dynamics may be complicated. True love at this stage isn't about idealizing a partner who is perfect or still in their prime. It's about accepting that the person you love may have more needs than they can give, may need care in ways they never expected, or may challenge you in ways that push you to grow. It's the deep understanding that love is no longer about finding someone to complete you, but about accepting them as they are, flaws and all, and offering them the same in return. When you release the fantasy of perfect love, you become available for authentic love. When you stop looking for someone to complete you, you can appreciate someone who complements you. When you abandon the search for your other half, you can enjoy the company of another whole person. Embracing real love means letting go of the fairy tale and accepting the reality of your partner's imperfections. This doesn't mean settling, but instead recognizing that genuine connection comes from shared experiences, mutual respect, and understanding. It's about shifting your focus from finding someone who completes you to discovering someone who complements you. To find fulfillment, stop waiting for the idealized partner and appreciate the beauty in the flaws and the growth that comes from a real, authentic connection. The choice is stark and unavoidable. You can chase the fantasy of perfect love and remain disappointed, or you can embrace the reality of imperfect love and find profound joy in genuine human connection. If you recognize yourself in this truth, drop 1 in the comment to share your thoughts on the difference between idealized love and authentic connection. And don't forget to save this video so you can come back to it anytime for reflection and inspiration. True love after 70 is about embracing imperfections, and I hope this video helps you see how beautiful that can be.
Conclusion. We've explored 4 profound truths about love after 70. Love operates on a new timeline, where every moment is precious because it's finite. Love transforms from passion to presence, from excitement to peace. Love requires extraordinary courage because you're risking everything you've built in your golden years. And love forces you to choose between fantasy and authentic connection. The Roman poet Ovid wrote, "Love is a kind of warfare." But at 70, love isn't about conquest, it's about surrender. Surrendering your need for perfection, your attachment to fantasy, your illusion of control. When you can do this, love becomes not a path to disappointment, but a pathway to the deepest satisfaction your heart has ever known. If you're wondering whether to open your heart again at 70, my answer is this: open it. but open it wisely. Don't seek someone to complete you. Seek someone to accompany you. Don't look for perfect love. Look for authentic love. Don't chase the fantasy of youth. Embrace the reality of your current season of life. The choice between love and disappointment isn't determined by whether you find the perfect person. It's determined by whether you're willing to love imperfectly, courageously, and authentically. At 70, this might be the most important choice you'll ever make. Give this video a like and share it with others who could benefit from these insights. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts on how love has changed for you at 70, or if you're ready to embrace authentic love. In addition, I hope you subscribe to my channel for more thoughtful conversations about love, life, and aging well. Thank you for joining me. Choose with both your heart and your hard-earned wisdom.